But hey guys, welcome to the Greater in Me podcast.
Hey y'all,
I'm Josh.
I'm Tara.
We're here. We're just talking and vibing. This podcast, we talk about just growing and being your authentic self, being in this world but not of it. And yeah, y'all, we're just here. It's early. We're
It's a
chatting it up.
Monday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy release day to the episode. Hope y'all go tap in with that.
Oh shoot, low key, I gotta post at 12.
Oh, you want to post it right now? I honestly think the YouTube already posted.
Okay. I honestly don't have to post right at 12 though, so it's okay.
I also wanted to start posting like a day before.
Okay, we
Like
could do
sneak
that.
peek, you know?
Yeah. How do y'all like that? Let us know. Josh, you're not gonna do your song?
Guys.
Oh, I get it. It's just that day.
Yeah, welcome to the Great Indie Podcast. You know, like I'm here, energy's here. Like I just welcome to the Greater Me, and I don't want to give it to y'all, and it's like whack. So like,
Right.
just welcome to the Greater in Me Podcast. Ew it. But I do have a question for us.
Okay, perfect.
Let's start with something funny. Do your best impression of me.
I'm trying to think of something you do or say a lot to like, go off that. But I don't know, you're so like chilled all the time. It's actually really hard to like impersonate you. I think the most I'm not gonna do it because one half of y'all aren't even watching. But I feel like the most can I change this a little bit? Okay. I feel like the most distinct thing about Josh is his walk. Like I feel like yeah. Has anyone ever said that to you? Just okay. I'm also, I guess, super observant. So like it's just the little things about people that I notice. But like if I were to see a bunch of people walking, like I could pick out Josh. Like
Really?
yes.
Is it a crazy one? Like, do I look stupid?
No, it's just very specific to you.
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah. So if I could, I would like impersonate that, I
Bad.
guess.
Do I look crazy? Because you know how some people's walks is a little crazy.
No, it's not crazy. It's just you. Like I could just tell it's you walking.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't have an impression of you, honestly.
Right. Okay, then is there something I do that's really specific to me?
Yeah, but I like can't put my fingers on it right now.
That's okay.
You're very like, oh, I know your laugh, like anywhere.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
You're not the first to say that.
yeah, I know when you're in a room because you're just loud. So like, I know when you're like in a room or something. I know when you're present. Like,
Yeah.
your laugh, you be like,
Okay.
you laugh so country and loud. But
Okay.
yeah. I have another one. Mm. Mm. Whoa. What's your favorite memory from your worst relationship?
Can you go first? I'm sorry. Wait, okay, friendship or like relationship?
Any.
Okay. No, you
It,
gotta go first. I'm sorry.
okay. I'm trying to think of like a like I don't know if I have like a worst relationship.
Really?
I'm trying to think of like anything, like a relationship with any like a Just like a dynamic, like between someone.
Yeah.
Um, um,
You know what's crazy? Only the person who you've been in that relationship will know when you describe the memory because we're not
uh,
using names. So,
uh,
sorry, this is so funny to me.
um, words can be like toxic too, right?
Yeah, just, yeah.
Um,
It's not a good relationship.
I don't have like a very like specific thing, but just like the spontaneous things of it all, like I like to do things on the fly. Or, like I just like
Mm,
when things like in life just happen and like it's a good time.
yeah,
So like
same
we used to
actually.
do like just fun stuff all the time together. And then we would also like talk deep. I do that with a lot of people, but like I don't know, like it was just we could like I could call, they could call. Oh, let's go do this real quick. Bet, like I'm out. Like hop in the car,
Mm,
let's go. You know, like
mm.
um, I don't know if I want to get. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think
Um,
of another one too when you go.
okay. Best memory, worst relationship. I think I went to Six Flags with this person and we were like in a friend group. And I was honestly having a pretty like bad day, but he just like made the day a lot better. And um bro, I was so angry because I had gone on this one ride, right? And I had just gone like I have three piercings. So I had just gotten like because I was working that summer, but I had just gotten like a set that I really liked because like I don't know, I'm really into earscapes. Fun fact. But I had just got like a set that I really liked. I'm like, ugh, this looks so good. But we went on this ride, and the ride, the seat went from over your head because
Mhm.
your feet were hanging. But because of that, like your head keeps hitting the sides. So like halfway through the ride, I realized my earrings were falling out and I was like freaking out. And one of them was like, they were all hoops, but one of the hoops had like little charms on them. I think I still have, yeah. So they like have little charms on them. And it was like time to switch and like get off the ride. And like obviously, like, you know, at the amusement park, everything is moving super fast. So like the people trying to get on were waiting and stuff. But I was like freaking out because I was like, guys, wait. My like earrings fell off and like I need them and like I need the charms and everyone kind of just like obviously everyone cared but it was like it was very chaotic but he was like nah hold on like we're about to find these so I don't know it was just like a nice day and yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
Did you guys find them?
he found all of them. He also didn't care that other people were waiting. He was just like I'm a look. He like grabbed out his flashlight, like looked like on the ground and stuff, and like we found them. They're also super tiny, so I was just like what, but
And the
yeah.
ground was probably that little sliver platform thing.
Hmm.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's a good memory. I tried to think of something else. I can't really think of anything. That might be a um, coping mechanism that I might just block out people when things go left
Yeah.
and decided not to
To be
communicate.
fair, I don't even know if that's technically like my worst relationship. Cause I mean,
Same.
I
The
guess
one
it didn't
that,
end great, but like
yeah,
I
it,
feel like
yeah,
if I actually think about it, I've probably had worse relationships. It's just like maybe the freshest one.
same. Yeah, that definitely wasn't the worst relationship. We just stopped seeing eye to eye.
Right.
It's honestly what it was, and I had enough.
Yeah.
Um, what? Well, well.
Well,
What are some like characteristics of the worst relationship that like
you
you can like sort of think of? You don't have to get like too specific,
mean
but like,
like what made it the worst
yeah,
relation? I think okay.
And like, why
Um,
did you guys like stop?
being
Like, what happened? Like,
friends.
yeah, or like, not like what happened, but like, why are you like not accepting that? You know?
Oh yeah, I think that kind of like Raven said in the last episode, but I have a really big heart and I think that I love to see the best in people, and a lot of times when I feel truly connected to someone or when I really love them, like I'm willing to see past a lot of flaws or like maybe accept things that I shouldn't accept or just be like slower to cut people off because I just like want to understand where they're coming from. But I think I just got to a point where it was very evident that maybe I cared about the person more than they did, or even if they did care about me, it just wasn't enough in the way that they were able to show up in the relationship. But also just like a lack of communication. And a big thing for me is like emotional maturity. So lack of that as well. Just um the person was emotionally closed off. And obviously like yeah, we did have moments where we were able to like let our guards down and be ourselves and be vulnerable, but I don't know, it was just hard. So it just seemed like I was giving way more than I was receiving in the relationship, and that's just never sustainable and it never really feels good. So,
Mm, that's good. Well, not good, but like,
yeah.
have you seen that like trickle off into other relationships you have? Or like, what was the effect of it? Like, what did you notice that happened like in the long run?
After I like let them go. See, the way it happened, the the way it happened, it kind of like because my relationship with that person was, I guess, indirectly connected to my relationship with another person, it kind of just like blew up, I guess, in all of our faces. Well, no, in my face, because I think they're still good actually. Um, but I think it just taught me more about myself and the fact that like it's great to want to see the best in people. It's great to want the best for people, but also if they don't even want that for themselves, like you can't force that.
Hello.
It was also just like realizing that you can't make people change. Like change starts within. Like you can help people on their journey of like getting better, but they have to want it first. So it was just like a lot of lessons learned. So that's never anything that I regret. I definitely don't regret any of my relationships, best or worst. Everything is a life lesson at the end of the day. So,
Hello. Can't make somebody see something that they can't see themselves.
but it also made me appreciate like the good people I have. So,
It's good. It sucks sometimes that you have to like experience something bad to make you realize that what you actually have in front of you is enough.
hmm
Um, I don't have anything to say.
why don't you answer that question?
What was the question?
You said, how did that like experiencing that relationship affect your other relationships, or like what were you able to see? I guess.
Um, like the one I talked about earlier.
hmm
Okay. Um, honestly, to me, the biggest thing from that was that like I was wasting my time.
hmm
Um, I think it was kind of along the same lines. Like I'm trying to get them to see something that they can't see for themselves, but like also try to like get them to realize that like it's okay. Like everything's gonna be okay. Like in spite of like what's going on or like
hmm
what you're telling me or like what the chaotic circumstances is. Um, but also just like wanting like I think too, along with the heart thing, like I want so much better for people that like I'm close with. So like if there's things that they're dealing with, or like even if you feel like you're up, like I want you to know that like where you're at right now is not even the highest you're gonna be.
hmm
But I think again, like it's hard for someone to believe that for themselves, and you can't just like you can feed into people all you want, but like if they don't recognize it for themselves, they don't believe you or like they can't believe it. Um, I think that goes to like faith. Like I have the faith of something, or like I know that like what you say will come to fruition, and that if you just like believe that like yeah, like you can get through this, or like you can go higher, you can do better, that it will happen. But like if that person is just wants to stay like stagnant wherever they are, like they're very complacent with the matter of, because it's not that they haven't acknowledged what's going on, but like
Mm-hmm.
they're not trying to acknowledge how to move forward, or like where to go from there, or how to like create solutions for yourself. Because I feel like too, at this age, like we can always like point out the problem in other people, or like with our relationships, like with different our dynamics of different people, or like whatever's going on in life. But it's like, how are you going to take ownership of your own life for yourself? Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that's just my thing. Like I was trying to help them see something, or like the bigger picture, how we always talk about, or like
Yeah.
also like fighting for that person, like praying with them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, but they didn't really believe it for themselves, so it always came back to the problem, or like to the situation, or like wanting to like stay sad, or like honestly just wanted me to feel sorry for them.
Right. Well, I think something that happens with that too is not even just like the person starts to resent you, but it's almost like they start to see you as a part of the problem as well for some reason. If that
Yeah,
makes sense. In the
yeah,
sense that, like, I know with my situation, it was like somehow I always got perceived as like the enemy, or like I'm hard
yeah,
to satisfy. Like, I don't know, like, it's like, why can't you see that I'm only trying to be there for you, like, as a friend and genuinely wanting to the best for you? But I think that when the other person doesn't even want it themselves, then they start to resent you, and then you almost become like part of
yeah.
the problem, or you become the enemy. And that's like super
Yeah.
hard too.
Because like they refuse to see the good thing, and I think like so often like we try to like portray the good things, or like show it off, and they're like, no, like I don't want to focus, like I don't want to see that. So like if they don't want to believe that, or like they don't want to, then yeah, it does kind of become like one sided, and then it kind of like resent you for it, because it's like, dang,
Yeah.
because it's not. I feel like they think that, well, in that situation, I feel like they thought that I was trying to ignore like their feeling or whatever, even though I acknowledged like whatever was happening is like messed up, or like whatever's going on, you know. But it's
Hmm.
like, how long are we gonna stay here? Like, I don't know. That's just me. Like not trying to sound insensitive at all, but get up. Like, easier said than done. Like again, like not insensitive. Like easier said than done. Obviously, everyone has something
Definitely.
on. Obviously, but if it has something to do with somebody else, and they're inflicting pain on you, or they're inflicting their hurt on you, or their trauma, or whatever's going on you, you have to recognize that and understand that it actually has nothing to do with you at all. So like
Yeah.
actually I'm good. Like,
Hmm.
and I think too like that is why, speaking of that, like that's why I was like, yeah, I can't do this. Like it's too much, because I want to be over here. You want to stay here. I understand that
Hmm.
we are here, but listen, I'm just believing that something is on the other side of this, and I want to get to it as soon as I can.
Hmm. So
Um,
then, what would you say to the person who is trying to navigate a relationship with someone who they feel like there may be like a disconnect, or just in terms of like being on a different level as someone? Not saying that you're better than them, but maybe just like emotionally, for example, you may be more matured, or let's say just mindset wise, like it's like someone you're in a relationship, friendship, whatever with, like they tend to always go to the negative first or give up easier than you do. Like, what advice would you give to the person in a relationship like that? Or I guess, how have you dealt with being in relationships with people who are on a different level than you? Maybe mentally, spiritually, emotionally, whatever.
I don't think it works. Um,
Hmm. But
I
okay.
I don't think it works
At
in your,
all?
not at all, because I don't. I'm saying that for the person who is thinking higher, like mentally,
Hmm. Hmm.
because I think after time and time again, it starts becoming a little draining because, especially if it's somebody
Mm-hmm.
that you care about so much,
Mm-hmm.
you want to be present, or like you want to be there. You want to be their rock, or you want to be able to like lift them up, or like when they come to you with something, like you want to like speak life into them. You want to be able to tell them like it's not going to be like this forever, or like you want to be able to like provide them with some sort of constructive or like effective advice. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to see them down for real. Like you want to be able to talk it through with them, have like that conversation, but move on. But like I think time and time after again, because that person as well is gonna have moments of feeling down as well. So if that person doesn't know how to do that,
Mm-hmm.
or doesn't know how to see past the situation to like let you know, I don't think we can be sharing things with each other, or um it's not reciprocated right, because it's like if I'm always speaking into you, but now I come to you and you're speaking down to me. I understand, like, make me feel comfortable and valid in my feelings. That's okay. But honestly, when I go to somebody, I don't really want you to like indulge in whatever type of moment I'm having. Like,
You want them to be able to get you out of it.
yeah, especially if we're talking about like a romantic relationship, but even just like platonic relationship or like with close friends. Like, I want, like, we should be. It should be like a, what is this? A seesaw. Like
Hmm.
we should be able to like when you're down, like I need to just be able to push you back up, let you know that there's still life on the other side of this, or there's still
Yeah.
something greater. But it's not to say that we're not acknowledging the problem. We're not trying to find active solutions for this or how to get you out of this. But it's just like, what does that really consist of, and how? The advice to the person I would give is like, what's in it for you? Like you got to ask yourself
Mm-hmm.
that. Like what are you gaining? And it's not to be selfish, but it's okay. Well, honestly, it's okay to be a little selfish sometimes.
Yeah.
You have to think about yourself and like what you're getting from it. And this is coming from the person who was always thinking about other people.
Yeah.
Um, you have to be able to like see what your reward is. And it's like if I'm giving so much to you, like can I depend on you to do the same, or can I count on you?
Right.
But it's not to say that it won't work, because I believe at the same time, like we're type people, we may be a little hopeless, like and thinking that like, oh no, it's okay, like they'll be fine. Like if I'm strong, like it's okay, like I'm good, like like I don't really need you to do that for me. So it's two sides of it.
Yeah.
But
I definitely agree with everything you said. I think too that this kind of ties into some conversations we've been having on the pod, but it's also the way you're looking at it, right? I think that when it comes to your closest friends, when it comes to your partner in terms of like a romantic relationship, they kind of have to be where you're at, like mentally, emotionally. I would argue spiritually as well. Like, just because when there's like a lack of understanding or there's that disconnect there, it makes it a lot harder, like you said, to confide in a person, to open up to that person fully, because it's like, again, we've said you can only give of what you have, right? So if I'm coming to you as a partner, if I'm coming to you as like a best friend or a close friend, seeking advice, seeking wisdom, but we don't have the same mind, or we don't think alike, or morally the same things aren't speaking to us, guiding us, then it's like there's already a disconnect. I can't fully trust you in everything I'm coming to you with. Versus if I have an understanding that you're just like a mutual friend, you're an acquaintance, you're a classmate, you're a party buddy, like, cool, like we don't have to be on the same levels mentally, necessarily, emotionally, spiritually, because it's like I understand why we're here, right? I'm not coming to you with anything deep or heavy. Not saying that I can't be myself around you, not saying that I don't necessarily gain anything from the relationship, but I think even in those relationships, sometimes there are things to learn. Like sometimes I am too like uptight. Sometimes I do need to relax
right,
a little bit. And a
yeah,
person who may not necessarily be thinking the same as me always, or, have the same agendas or the same passions for like life, can still bring that out of me, that side that I need to be brought out. So I
yeah,
think there is still beauty, or just like there is still something that people bring to the table regardless of where you are at life. It just really does speak to those relationships that you lean on the most. I do agree with you
same,
completely that we do need to be more selfish with our relationships. We do need to question our relationships more. Like, what do these people that I surround myself with, especially the relationships that consume majority of your day, majority of your life, like what do these relationships add to me? Like what are they taking away from me?
Yeah,
Um,
because it's easy to
reevaluate
have
that.
fun. It's easy to have fun with people,
Mhm.
anybody. And I think too, like that's what I appreciated going back to like sometimes like yeah, I do need to relax or like loosen up a little bit.
Mhm.
I think too like that's going back to that relationship, the dynamic we had. It was just always like on the fly. Like I enjoy having fun because one thing I know
Same,
about me is
yeah.
that like I'm I love to have fun, and people think whatever. I love to have fun. I get down like for like it's lit, but like it's two things. Like I had to be comfortable with you and like actually
Mhm.
trust you and be willing to do that.
Mhm.
But it's also I know that like for some reason I'm wired to like just work hard. Like I'm trying to like make things happen for myself or like I'm
Yeah.
just trying to have like a good life. But it's like sometimes like you just need to relax.
Yeah.
And I think with that like we were able to just like have fun, but like low
Mhm.
key this do both things at once. Like we supported each other in things. We still talked about life, like, or we still talked about like the harder conversations.
Mhm.
Like we were still able to like, let's just go take a walk to the park, or like let's just go do, like
Yeah.
let's go to the store, or like ended up just doing something completely crazy, like not even thinking about the time no more. And those are just the relationships I like best. But
Yeah.
yeah, like it's just not. It's not to say that like I don't know. Yeah, what you just said is right. Like I
Yeah.
agree.
I just think there just has to be a balance. And I feel like with our generation, a lot of times, like relationships, friendships can be a form of escapism or just like, people, once they're in a relationship, we always talk about like the friend that forgets they have friends, like once they're in a relationship because their relationship comes their priority in like their life. It's like, I guess that's cool or whatever, but it's also like question what that person, like if they actually add value to your life. I think a lot of times, I don't know, I feel like we don't really question if our relationships or our friendships add value. We kind of just get into them just to have people around and just to fill space, fill time. And that can honestly be super dangerous. um
Yeah, pay attention to the way your relationship starts because
yeah. Yeah.
if y'all are just in a relationship, I'm talking about like just having a relation with someone, like anyone.
Hmm.
If y'all are just comfortable in everything, like, or ignoring elephants in the room, or ignoring certain problems, or one person only wants things to go their way, you're always finding yourself submitting to them or
Hmm.
submitting to their needs, there can definitely be a lack there.
Hmm.
Um, because equal relationships are the best. And I feel like there should be an equal level of sacrifice on both sides that people are doing
Yeah.
to make the other person feel welcomed in their space. But there should also be an equal level of consideration from both sides that you want the other person to feel safe and comfortable with themselves and how
Hmm.
they're operating and moving with you. Like you don't want them to be overperforming with you to like make you feel right. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't want you overdoing something just for the sake of making me feel comfortable if it's making you feel left out or unheard or not seen. You know, anything like that.
Yeah. My mom always said too, like your core group of friends, like you should even want people around you who are better than you in certain areas or have like certain strengths because then they're challenging you. You can never feel stagnant in a relationship with somebody who challenges you in certain areas, because you'll always want to do better and not want to do better in like a negative pressure way, but like want to do better because those people inspire you to do better or to want more. So, yeah, I think that's important.
Yeah, that's dope for real. Yeah, you gotta have people around you that's pushing you to do better, um,
Hmm.
and weighing out like your negatives or your cons. But you also have to want to. You also have to have the desire to want that in your life, like
Right.
because you may have that in your life and you may not be. You may not just see it
Hmm.
because you're only focused on one area or
Yeah.
you're only focused on trying to have fun or trying to do one thing. Because I know some people who have that in their lives, but are completely oblivious to it because they may be in a relationship or they may um, feel like they don't need anyone else, or they may just only want one thing from that person. So like,
Yeah.
you have to be kind of
Because I think that was us in those relationships, is that like, yeah, we are there for a good time. We do want to have fun too. But we also are the type of people who are ambitious, who are just passionate about life and like want to grow as people. So it's like, even just our presence, I feel at times can want or can inspire people to want to do better. But if
yeah,
they're not ready to receive that, or if like it's either inspiration or it could be frustration, if that makes sense. Because I know a lot of times going back to that relationship, it was always like, oh, but like you're not better than me. And it's like, well, I never said I was better than you. But it's just like in certain conversations we're having, obviously we're not seeing eye to eye, and I'm trying to maybe like make you understand where I'm coming from, but you're only receiving it in
totally,
a negative way rather than like in a way that is, you know,
totally,
inspiring or like pushes you to want to change or do better. But
totally, definitely. Yeah, I agree. That brings up a good point. So we always talk about. Oh, you know what? Actually, what I was gonna say earlier. About having fun. Do you think I'm an uncle?
oh, um,
If you
I
yes,
wouldn't. So like in the beginning, I said it would be hard to like do an interpretation of you because you're just like always really chilled and laid back. And
is that a bad thing?
no, it's not a bad thing. But I think, yeah, you're kind of like in your grown man era, even though
That
you're
is so
like 20.
sick.
But like, I wouldn't say uncle. Like, I would just say, like, you just have an old soul. Like, those kids that you see and you're like, yeah, that's an old man or that's an old woman, like just trapped in a little body. I wouldn't even go as far to say you're old. You're just mature. Like you're just content with, where you're at. You don't need to move fast. Like you're not on any crazy energy. And I can appreciate that. Whereas I guess some people within our age range, you know, may may not appreciate that as much.
Yeah, because according to you, I want to sleep.
Oh,
Y'all is
well.
sick. That's fine. I just want my rest. I don't need to do too much. Like I don't need to be in the mix.
But
Like I
you're a
like
little bit of an unk. Like that's okay though, because I low key want to give auntie, and I'm young, so.
all. That's all.
But the fun, rich auntie, and you can
That
be the
is.
fun, rich unk.
Oh, I'm most definitely gonna be the littest uncle on the block. Like what?
I feel
Y'all's
like that
kids.
sentence sounded old.
That's okay, because y'all's kids are gonna want to see me. Like they're gonna be like, "What? Where's Uncle Jay?" I'm gonna be so lit. Like they gonna be doing everything at my house. We going everywhere together. Just wait, man. Y'all's kids not gonna be y'all's kids for real. Like, but
I believe it.
that don't have nothing to do with me for real. If they want to come to my house more than they want to be at y'all's, then I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, listen, like, we lit on
Nah, but you're
something."
not even gonna want them over there that much.
Yes, I will. That's what y'all think, though. I love kids. Now, when they get to that, well, I'll still have them over. But when they get to that bad phase in middle school, we're gonna have to take a little break, and then when they get, and they get, in high school, probably about sophomore year-ish, unless they've already matured a little faster, then yeah, we come back and we can start talking about growing things, get them ready for life. They girls and they boyfriends. We'll get them ready, but we're gonna be lit as kids. What? They're gonna be so lit.
Nah, I feel like me and all my friends' kids about to be spoiled low key. But like,
Mm-mm.
yeah, y'all can't have like spoiled mentality, like
Okay.
attitude, but like
Mm,
y'all are about to be
yeah. They're
pampered.
gonna understand that like they have to work for things,
Yeah.
but they're also gonna understand that black nepotism is okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
Power to the people.
power to us. I don't care. Y'all can say what y'all want. Everybody want to call me on. All my boys call me that, but that's okay. That is okay. I don't even know what I do. They look at me and they're like, "Your uncle." I'm like, "What do I have on that says uncle?" I got out yesterday. We went to church yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I had on jeans, a shirt, and a jacket. It was cool outside, so I put on a little jacket and I wrote some unk. You just look like an unk. I'm like, what does this?
Well, you just
Whatever.
got that clean, matured look.
Like, thank you, but like when you guys say it like that, I'm like, is that something I should be proud of? Like,
It's nothing you should be ashamed of.
I'm not ashamed. I just want to see what y'all see. That's
Yeah,
what
I get that. I don't know what people see when they look at me, so
they see. Tara.
because I could definitely see Unk, but like, I don't know if people look at me and see anything.
Didn't see anything.
Well, like anything
I just
specific.
I see wisdom.
Wisdom. So,
Anytime
grandma,
you
you're
walk into a
like,
room, anytime you're like in a room of people, you look like you're the person in the room who actually knows it all, but doesn't want to, but doesn't act arrogant or doesn't act. Um, like if anything, you may be submitting more to the side, like to the people in the room who are trying to like act,
mm,
who are trying to like, who may be like appearing like they don't know nothing. Like the people who are always like, huh, huh, like you're more like you're more like with them, like trying to make, oh guys, like it's okay, like or no, it's just this. Like you're saying it in a nice way as if you don't know the answer, but in reality, you know exactly what's going on. You know the vibe. Like yeah,
thank you for that.
yeah. For sure, ate that one up real quick for you. What else is going on in Tara's life?
Some foolishness.
Have we
Some
given them a
mess.
life update recently?
Um, well, this morning I literally woke up to go to physical therapy because I was in a car accident
Oh my god,
recently.
yeah! Did you talk about the car accident?
No, it was actually my second one of the year, y'all. Like
Oh, I didn't even peep
2023,
that.
and both
I
cars were totaled. So
I didn't even think. Oh, so they officially totaled it?
yeah, it was written off.
Wow.
Yep.
I thought y'all were gonna get it back.
Nope.
Dang.
2023 has been a year. I also can't believe we're like at the end of it either because it's also gone by super fast. But
Has it?
I feel like it has for me, like, because it's also just been a lot of really high highs and super low lows, and they all come like back to back. It'd be like high, low, high, low, high, low. I'm like, I've had enough of this. But yeah, I had physical therapy this morning, and the office was closed, so I just came back home. My mom literally was like, "What?" um,
Why did they like reach out to y'all? Or maybe were they at a different office today?
No, so my mom called when we got in the car. They have a Silver Spring location. The one we go to is in Gaithersburg, I think. But they were like, "Yeah, we're understaffed, so no one will be in the office until the afternoon." My mom was like, "Okay, well, we also have an appointment on Wednesday, so can y'all just make sure like someone keeps us updated on what's going on?" Like, it's super unprofessional, but
Right.
whatever, I
Like let the
guess.
people know. Let the patients know not to come
They were talking about they're in the Silver Spring office this morning. It's like nice to know.
in.
Um No, but I'm going to London in I think a little less than 2 weeks now. But my cousin is getting married, so I will be leaving on the 15th of November and coming back to the States on the 24th. So we're there for a little
That's too
bit.
much information.
Oh,
Tell everybody your
okay,
business.
wait, cut that out and I'll start over. And then, yeah, my cousin's getting married in less than 2 weeks now. So I'll be abroad for her wedding. But yeah, that's a little life update, I guess. There's nothing, I feel like there's always like nothing going on, but there's always so much going on at the same time.
I'm drained actually. I'm so drained. You know how like have you ever been thankful for a gift, but like a gift that you've been given
Mm-hmm.
inside to use for other
Mm-hmm.
people,
Mm-hmm.
but become a little, I don't know the word for it. I don't know the word for it, but like
Like it's I know
once you
exactly what
start
you're
to
trying to
use
say.
it, once you start to use it, when it seems like too much or unnecessary, when in
Hmm.
unnecessary places, it's like,
Like your
or in
gift.
places that you don't want to be in, and not necessarily saying that everywhere that you don't want to be in doesn't mean there's a lesson or like some sort of like gift attached to that will come out of it, but like in places that you kind of know where like, is this benefiting me or what's really going on here, or
Okay, so I'm gonna need a more specific example, but for the overarching theme of this, are you trying to say like at times your gift can feel like a burden?
I am tired of singing sometimes.
You what?
I I am tired of singing
Okay,
sometimes.
yes.
And I don't think everywhere that I've been singing recently has been beneficial to me.
Yes.
Um, which is okay because I'm also learning that like that's part of the responsibility to
Hmm.
sacrifice. Everybody can't do what you do. Be
Right.
grateful for where you are. I'm very grateful for the gift. I'm very grateful for where I am. I'm very grateful like for the things that come to me, even when they may be unwanted. But sometimes it just seems like overkill,
Yeah.
especially when it starts to feel like I'm neglecting another side of me or another part of me
Hmm.
that wants to move forward or that wants something better here or that wants to complete a goal in another lane.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel
when
like
I feel
it's
like I'm not in control of the time that I'm giving out,
yeah.
I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, but I feel like that's also just to speak maybe more so to this season you're in, just being a student, but also just the fact that like reality is like the gifts that are placed within us most of the times aren't really for us. They're for other people. So yeah.
Calm, calm, calm. Okay, you ate that up.
But I understand. I
But does that mean I
understand.
still have to be okay with people? I sometimes. Mm, does that
It's
mean you
not
have,
to say like let people take advantage of your
or
gifts or let
use you, right?
yeah, right. But it's also just understanding that like the things placed within us are just not just for us. Like they're so much bigger than us.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times that can be demanding of your time, but it's also just to say too that like we are called to give of whatever we have, and especially in this like the season of being a student, finances are looking funny, but when you can give of your time, when you can give of your gifts and talents, that's always nice. So
They can pay me though.
they can. But will they?
Syracuse is so cheap. They act so stingy. Like they don't have trillions of dollars
You
sitting
know
in
you
a.
change the amount every time. You be like millions, then billions, then trillions.
Because every day I see something new, and I'm like, oh, y'all got a
They have
vault.
more.
Y'all got a vault somewhere. They have a vault. They have a vault. I'm convinced they have a
We are
vault.
their vaults.
They have a vault. I'm telling you, they have a vault of just wads of cash and probably some gold in there too. Like it actually does not make any sense.
Mm,
And they're constantly badgering us, or when you don't want to give me what I ask for.
mm.
Hello?
Y'all, for those who can't see, Josh looks so pissed off right now. It's actually really funny. I'm sorry.
I'm not even pissed off. But coming from a place, my people have so far to go, okay? And
Like your
it is
people?
my people,
Okay.
yes. Um, it's just a huge slap in the face sometimes when you get to just witness other people of another stroke. Just live life so carefree or not even thinking about the absolutely thinking about just what they're doing every day or like they don't have to think about the coins that they're spending
Hmm.
like
But it's okay because comparison is the thief of joy, and we're not doing that.
absolutely, but you still have to point it out sometimes to help other people
Right.
see
But don't make yourself too angry.
there's so much work to be done in this world and it's
Yeah,
like what are we
there is.
really doing?
There very much so is.
Syracuse sits in this nice city, upcoming city,
on stolen land.
but the neighborhoods on the other side of the highway look like what they look like.
Right.
And I know that's in most towns where there's a university present. But like, whatever, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a lot, but one day
Okay,
at a time, I guess.
we can do one more question and we'll go.
Okay.
If there's one thing I still don't understand about you, what is it? It can be me or like other people. Like, what is just one thing people you think still don't understand about you?
Mm. I'm not going to say you because I think you do. I'm going to speak for other people. I don't know. I just get so frustrated sometimes. And maybe it has more to do with me than anyone else, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But my intention, like, I hate the
Mm-hmm.
fact that it just seems like I'm not going to say that so many people question my intention because that's dragging it. But I hate when my intentions are misunderstood or when I just feel like I can't speak plainly because you're going to take it some type of way.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess maybe just so more so in this season, just because like I'm at home and stuff. I just hate sometimes like when I'm speaking to the people around me. I don't know, I just hate sometimes like when my words get twisted or like when I go into a conversation so wanting so badly to like be
Wanting.
heard, be understood, like let's solve this, like or like with good intentions, really and truly. And then it's like I can't even get half a word out because all of a sudden I'm being rude or disrespectful. Or it's just like, and I'm like, wait, I wasn't supposed to be this way.
You know what I think it is too? I think certain people like I think they get a thrill from conflict or they get a thrill from like having something to go and talk about or like the pressure in a if that makes any sense. Even though there doesn't have to be any or like
Right.
they create unnecessary like stokes or barriers in between
Hmm.
people just so that there can be some form of
Something else to talk about. I don't know. Like, but that's the thing is I feel like sometimes that is put on me, but it's purely projection because I'm not trying to start anything. Like I really am just trying to come to you and not have too much said. Like, let's just have a conversation, bro. We don't need to argue. And it's crazy because it's always flipped around on me. And I feel like that's always the intent of like, oh, you always want to argue. Oh, you always want to complain. Oh, you always want to. And it's like, wait, but
I actually
no, because
rather to be in
I
my bed.
know that that is not my intention going into this. So how is it that it's always coming out this way? It can't be
Yeah.
me. Um,
It can't be me.
but I think that that is
Listen.
probably the thing that's bothering me the most in this
She is
season.
like, listen, check you. I'm good. I'm perfect in about. I was
And
like,
not like I just it's all love, but it's
no,
just it's frustrating. It is
I know.
frustrating. And it
Yeah, I hear
definitely
that.
does build a like barrier or like a disconnect. It makes me like not want to, come to you as much. But
Y'all hear that? So if you are,
no,
uh,
no tea, no shade. Just if
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 you are
if you
in
felt it, if
connection,
you heard it, you felt it, you received it, you made it about you, then
if you
the
are
shoe
in any
fits.
connection, if you were in any connection with Tara, check yourself, cause she said it's you, not her. Check
Lord.
yourself.
Okay. Wow.
Awesome. So, what's one thing greater than
Wait,
you?
why didn't you answer the question?
Oh, awesome. Wait, what did I ask? Oh,
Um,
I got you. One thing I think people don't understand about me. I low-key would have said the same thing. I'm gonna say, yeah, like along the same lines, but also like to my chill vibe that we were just speaking about.
mhm.
Sometimes people also take that and misread it as like I don't care or being,
Mm.
which can come from several different aspects, right? It can also come from stereotypes about being, you know, about a black boy. But I think too, because like I don't want the conflict, or even if conflict arises, like I'm always the person that's like, especially if it's stupid and petty and like actually has nothing to do with anything, and it's just people wanting to be messy. I'm just like, what are y'all doing this for? Or like, I'll remove myself from the situation. But
Mm-hmm.
also, like, I think too, with that, when things, let me answer the question. I just don't like foolishness.
Mm.
And I'm nice about it.
Heavy on that.
I'm very nice about it. But if you say something crazy, or I'm not gonna let you. People, what I'm noticing too is that it's honestly a skill. I guess people are very good about um, people pleasing in a sense where if they feel disrespected, that they won't say anything, especially if that person holds some sort of power or authority figure over them.
Mm.
Me, we can respect each other.
Facts.
End of the day, end of the discussion, end of the sentence. Like I've always been like that since I was a kid. I used to get in trouble for it because of the way that I talked back to people.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm very nice. I was just talking about this with my voice teacher actually. Like I used to be bad and now I'm like calm, and I need to find like the balance in between both now, because
Mm-hmm.
like there needs to be a time and a place where I do still bring that energy back up. But at the end of the day, we can learn to respect each other.
Mm-hmm.
And not even learn, like, you should know how to respect a human being just off them being human, like when you first open up your mouth to speak to them.
Mm-hmm.
So me, if you say something crazy and I hold my tongue a little back, or I may make a little face, that's because I might be calling on the Lord, because I'm trying not to answer in the way
Right.
that Joshua
Right.
wants to actually really answer to you. But I'm also going to let you know that whatever you just said, or whatever is in this room right now, the energy, it isn't conducive of our time. It isn't doing anything for anybody. So let's reevaluate that. Let's relax. Let's bring it back to the center.
And my biggest thing too, also just knowing the people that we are. Again, I think that it comes back to like our intent, like as people, like knowing the people that we are. The intention is never for it to go south. Like the
Yeah,
intention is never to wreak havoc. The intention is never to be overly confrontational. It's just to be there, get what we need to get done, whatever. So it's also just like I know for I'm not, and again, I'm not necessarily justifying ever being rude or disrespectful or whatever, but I know if
totally,
I'm acting a type of way that you don't appreciate, it is only coming from a place of being frustrated or tired of the way that you've been treating me, and I would like to say the same for you. So
totally.
it's also crazy to me that people aren't able to understand, like when people see you acting a certain way towards them, it's like, and then they call you out on it. It's like, oh no 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 no. You've been treating me a certain type of way. So now that because I've been nice about it too many times, you're confused that I finally have a reaction, or I'm finally not speaking to you how I used to speak to you. But that's because I can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
But
and
then
I
it's
think
like, do we stop being so nice up front because they're
I was,
so confused when you
yeah,
start acting a certain way? Or it's like, because I
yup,
want people like,
yup, yup.
but I think
I
it
was,
is harder, especially when it is someone who does have authority over you, because it's like, I can't come crazy all the time, but it's like, I need you to see this because I'm just being a reflection now.
hello, hello, hello. Oh, okay. Because I think that's true. Like I was just about to say that when you said that, but it's about like that connotation of like the nice person, is that like now that when I come back at you because I've let you act a certain way for so long,
You're hurt.
or
What?
you think I'm crazy, and let me just be the one to tell you I'm not the crazy one. I'm actually the most sane person here, because I've recognized everything that you've done up until this point. I just let you get
Mm.
by ignoring you in ways that I would just be like, oh, okay, like keep it moving. Um, but I know some people who don't let stuff fly the first time. And that's me, depending on the thing. But maybe we just got to be more like that sometimes, because listen, it's starting to get ghetto out here, and I don't want to have to lash out on nobody. Never do I ever want
Yeah.
that to happen. But
Yeah.
check yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think there's a balance between being. Maybe we don't have to be. I think there's a way to be nice at the beginning. Maybe we have to figure that out. We could work on that. Like being nice, but also letting people know that we're about that business. Like, hold on.
Yeah.
Like, let's set the pace here.
Right.
Bruh, it was so crazy because in the service yesterday, he talked again about the thermostat versus the thermometer. I was like, whoa,
Mm-hmm.
hold on. This is too much. But I'm like, yeah, y'all need to rise up.
And
And
I
I
think
think
that that's
sometimes,
the thing is it's us trying to set the temperature, but then it's every time we go back into the room with that same person, it's like you brought it back down. But I
I
keep
think
trying to set
too,
it high, but then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna come down just for a
right,
second.
right. Sometimes it's easier to do so.
Yeah.
But I think too, that just speaks to it's because we make them uncomfortable.
Mm.
I think what it really is that like with the energies and like the vibes is that like they can really feel that like you're not on that level. Like you're not about like you're thinking way bigger. Like they can feel that, and I think it starts to make them nervous. It makes them not want to act the way that they would
Mhm.
normally act around you.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it just makes the energy feel a little weird. And maybe we just have to do better about like staying on that, like being consistent with that, even if it makes them feel weird. Like I know that I'm chilling. I know that I have good intentions. I know that what's going on over here is good. If I need to be checked, I'll do that. Like if I need something's going on, like for sure.
Yeah.
But I really do think that what it is. Honestly, awesome. I'm glad we just talked about that. Okay, cool. So check y'all. I'm just playing.
Okay.
Great. All right, now, what's one thing greater than you?
Um One thing greater in me right now, I would say is my dependency on the Lord. Cause I'm in a season where I just feel kinda, like I said, disconnected from life. I feel honestly a little bit discouraged, but not defeated, just discouraged. And, just a little tired. Um, so yeah, I'm just trusting that there is a plan in all of this, that if he brought me to it, he'll bring me through it, all the things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then one thing I wish were greater in me right now were or is I'm thinking so hard because I feel like I think a lot could be greater in me right now. Um I think I might have to say joy again, bruh. Like I don't know. I just feel like right now I feel like I'm at a low. So I just feel like I want something to give. Um I need something to kind of bring me up right now. And I don't know if that's something that's going to come within or if it's an external thing, but I do have hope that, again, greater is ahead. So, yeah. What about you?
Your greater is
Great
coming.
things are coming. You see it? I got to remind myself.
Yeah. You're gonna come out of this. One thing greater in me right now is I'm tired. I don't know. Is that an acceptable answer? That's just how I feel. Um, um, but I do believe, like, that's what I'll say. One thing that's great in me is like the feeling that like it's gonna be all right. Like
Mhm.
things truly will work out. Um, even though I may feel a certain way. One thing I wish was greater in me though is courage. The ability to just like stand tall in my abilities. The ability to like command a room, what I'm capable of, and what I can really do, and stop conforming to that being a thermometer feeling and just set the pace. Like,
Mm-hmm.
get up and go. People think you can do it, but do you think that you can do it type thing? Like,
Mm-hmm.
um, and just like, yeah, stop letting other people bring me down, or yeah, truly believing that like I'm good. Like, I've done a lot of practice, done a lot of work, and I can do it. And I'm like, and I know that, but like, it's just getting around other people who may not be at that same level and just wanting them, not wanting to overshine people. You know, just that type of thing. Always being considerate of other people.
Yeah.
But it's okay to also let what I have shine, and be good at that. So yeah, just that being able to stand tall in those capabilities. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in on this lovely Monday. Hope you guys are have a great Monday after this, or whenever you see this, have a great week. Um,
Hope you appreciated the chill vibes, cause.
yeah, because we're just being us. It's just being us. It's,
Mm-hmm.
cool, calm and collected. Hope y'all liked the our first guest episode with one of our close friends. That was awesome. More
More
to
to
come.
come, right?
Yep, more to come. More people will be on here. So excited to just bring our world to y'all's and let them combine and mesh together.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let us know what you think. Give us other ideas that you may want us to talk about, or things that you may be personally going through. You know what I was thinking?
Well,
Even though we don't have that big of a following, but like our friends or like people could like send us um like
questions?
anonymous messages or like stuff that's going on in their life or
Yes,
like
please.
scenario, yeah, or like scenarios, and we
Mm-hmm.
could like dissect it and
One
like
of my
talk.
favorite podcasts right now is BTS podcast, but they
Oh, they do
do,
that.
yeah, they do dilemmas at the beginning of all their episodes.
You say
But
dilemma.
yeah, so like their big thing is like relationships. So a lot of they're based in the UK, but I love them. They're always so juicy. But they have like they have a pretty big following right now, but their like listeners will send in dilemmas and they pick one every week,
Say this
and
again.
they'll like start with it, and it's always attention grabbing too because it's always something crazy, whether it's like a boyfriend, a friend, a husband, whatever. It's always
Yeah,
something actually
maybe people
outlandish.
could do that to us. They could like send it to the email,
Yeah.
and we could like do it anonymously and stuff like that.
Yep.
That'd be pretty dope.
That'd be fun.
Question: Is it dilemma or dilemma?
Oh, they say dilemma.
It's the third time you said it.
Is it dilemma?
I think most people say dilemma, but we're gonna have to
Oh.
take that out, friend. Friend, it's
That
okay.
might
We
be
can,
okay. I also have certain words where, because again, my mom is an immigrant, where my parents will say something a certain way, and I just adapted the way they said it, and then someone will be like, "Huh, that's not how you say it." I remember in
all
middle school
right. That's all
because
right, friend.
my mom would say like herbal tea, like she would pronounce the H in herbal. No, because that's how they say it. Because also, also too, like the Brits are a little different too with their words. But so I remember, I don't even remember, my friend was sick or something. I'm like, "You got herbal tea?" She said, "What?"
Bro, my friend Jalen, I'm putting you on blast. She says, headache,
Headache.
like headache, but she says headache,
Oh, okay, but
headache,
that's not bad. I feel like I would say headache too. No,
headache, guys,
headache,
Head, headache.
headache. But it is a headache.
It's not headache. It's
But the
headache.
CHE,
ACHE.
right? But CHE for the end. It makes that
Yeah,
sound.
but the A it makes the A sound.
Ache.
So not. Anyways, grammar with Josh and Tara, or
Okay.
pronunciation with Josh and Tara. That's funny. All the different dialects. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
thank y'all for tuning in. Hope to
Thank
see you again
y'all.
next week. Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
That's my Since I didn't sing at the beginning. Thank you for coming to the Greater in Me podcast. Well, but down. All
Hmm.
right. Great. Bye, guys.